Hey guys, welcome back to my neck of the woods. My name's Dika, where I share my experience and my knowledge, hoping to lessen your learning curve along the way. So today I'm going to talk about the infamous SLX DC made by Shimano. This is my reel. I've been using it for coming up on my second season now. When I first got it, I was going to do an unboxing, but I felt like it was a little premature seeing how it's a DC reel. I think I need to put it to the test and use it for a year and then come back and do an honest review on what I think versus some of the other reels that I've had. So before I get started, please subscribe to my page, like my videos, and make some comments. So here it is. It's the Shimano SLX DC. Now I did a unboxing of the SLX, which I have, which I love very much. And then I decided to spend some money on a DC reel. Now this is the first DC reel that I've ever owned, and it retails for $190, which is the cheapest or the less expensive of all the DC reels on the market. There's really nothing bad that I have to say about it. Everything is very, very straightforward as far as the grip and the palmability and how you can hold it, and its low profile, and these are all just the specs that it has. But as far as its performance, I started off by putting braid on it, and I was very disappointed. It just didn't work. It kept backlashing, and then I was getting bird's nest, and I thought that I was doing something wrong. I thought that maybe I had the setting on the wrong setting, so I was putting it all the way down to 4. 4 is considered that that non-backlashing, and then 3 is like fluorocarbon, and then use 1 and 2 for different applications. Like when it's on 1, it is loose, and if you have it set correctly, and I think it's the type of line, it will cast so far, and it's such a relief having no bird's nests and no backlashes and no problems with a reel when you essentially it doesn't have brakes. It has the digital control inside, but putting it on 1 is very similar to shutting off the brakes on a traditional bait casting reel. So like I said, initially I put braid on it, and I was having trouble with it, a lot of trouble, and I didn't give up on it either. I kept messing around with it, doing the different settings, messing with the tension knob, and I just couldn't get it to work. So I tried different types of line, and I found that fluorocarbon works absolutely superb on it. I have 15 pound fluorocarbon on it, and it's a dream. It was like a weight was lifted, or like a halo light came on, and we were like, oh, and I just found its home with fluorocarbon. And I'll fish it on 2 or 3, and sometimes when you want to get that long cast to somewhere and you can't make it there, say you're on the bank or whatever, and you can put it on 1, but you can't really use 1 in the wind or any type of weird conditions, or I can't anyway. And I'm pretty good with thumbing the spool, but that 1, everything is just so loose, but it will cast a country mile if you let it. And I think it's a matter of using the right line. So I'm going to give you some specs on it, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it in case this is something that you are considering buying. It is, like I said, the price point is about $189.99, which is the least expensive of all the DC reels out there. And there's 2 models. So this is the 151, and there's a 150, and all that means is right or left-handed. I reel with the left hand, so I have a 151 model, and then there are 3 gear ratios: 6.3, 7.2, and 8.2. Now, to my surprise, the lowest gear ratio, which is still pretty fast, 6.3, has the highest drag, so it's at 12 pounds. The other 2 are at 11 pounds. It's considered a low-profile reel, although I think it's pretty big compared to even the other SLX and other reels that I've had. Now, granted, this is my most expensive reel. I usually keep the price point right around $100, maybe a little bit more for something, but this is by far the most expensive reel that I had, and it's well worth the money in my opinion. There's really no learning curve. I think well, here's the thing. So I think that it would be great for a beginner, but then it would be bad for a beginner also. A beginner won't learn how to operate a bait caster, so to speak, but they will, like I said, there's no learning curve. They won't be frustrated with bird's nests and backlashes and all the other things that come along with owning a bait caster and learning about it, you know. So it weighs 7.6 ounces. Like I said, the drag, it boasts a 12-pound drag. I feel like it's more. I really do. I mean, when you tighten the drag down all the way, I don't know where I am now, but you can, all right, so I don't know where I am. So let's tighten it down all the way. I mean, it really holds. Got the star drag. You know, so I'm down all the way here. I'll give it a yank here. I mean, I really got to pull it for it to come out. I mean, I feel like it's upwards of 20 pounds. I really do. I don't think it's 12 pounds. I mean, I can't. I've got 15 pound on here, and I can't pull it out of that. So, I mean, that's got to tell you something. I fought good size fish on this, and the drag didn't give. It didn't pull. A lot of times I like to have the drag set where when I set the hook, it pulls just a little bit. But if I had to tighten it down for any reason, it never slipped on me. It never gave. It has balls. It has the ability to fight fish. Like I said, it's 12 pounds. I really think it's more. I really do. Or maybe that has something to do with the digital control and not having magnets in there, that it just holds well. The spool sits nicely in there. There's not a lot of rock back and forth. The tension knob is great. It doesn't click, but I don't think you need it to click. I mean, you're spending upwards of $200 for a quality reel, and if you're doing that, I would think you know just a little bit about a bait caster. It fits well in the hand. It reels well. The handle is, the handle's pretty standard. I mean, some handles are a little different. It has this sort of soft rubber here. I have no complaint. It's sexy. It's a good looking reel. And so I haven't really cleaned this up much. I got some dust in there and stuff, but it really doesn't show any wear. It's an aluminum body. It has the Shimano brass gears inside. There's a little bit of rash in here and maybe some muck or something I got there, but nothing that can't be cleaned easily. And overall, it's a great reel. I would recommend anyone buying it. It's never given me a problem since I switched to fluorocarbon. I haven't tried it with mono. Normally, I like fluorocarbon. It eliminates me using a leader of any type or anything like that. Like I said, 15 pound is good, and I think 15 pound, the reel is just happier with 15 pound fluorocarbon. Now maybe if I put some lighter fluorocarbon on it, it would be even happier or heavier. I haven't tried, but it just did not like the braid. It just wouldn't cast good. It didn't have good castability, and even when I was reeling it, I wish I knew the difference, but I don't. It just didn't feel the same. It didn't feel the same as when I put the fluorocarbon in there. Like I said, it has these settings on the side. They run from 1 to 4, 4 being the tightest, and then it opens up from there. Obviously, you can check the website for any other specs that maybe I haven't mentioned. But that's really all I have for you. It's overall a wonderful reel. It came out in 2019, and I've had it since, 2020 or so. So I used it 2020 and, into 21. So I think I got it in 2020, but this will be my second season coming up, and there are zero complaints. Once you find the right line, and put in the comments if this is something that you've purchased, and maybe if you run into the same thing with braid. I did find some other people online that did reviews on this, and they've run into that too. They've just had trouble with braid. So I don't know if it's just the way that I fish, or if it's like maybe I have the settings differently or whatnot, but it's, I'm not sure. I didn't mention that to open up the sides, which you don't really need to because there's no setting in there or brakes or anything. You just open this up, and that clicks, and then you're able to open up the side. What else do I have? I didn't mention that it has no battery in it. It's digitally controlled, and it has a little microchip in there, and it's basically it's ingenious. It's powered by the spool when you're winding the spool, so it's self-propelling or self-powering, so to speak. And that's all I have for you. I wish I had more. I wish I could tell you more about it, but I think I've covered it. And be well. Subscribe to the channel. I hope you like this reel. You should go get one if you can afford it and you're looking for something, because it's a great reel. All right? Be well. Have a good night.